You find an interesting article, a useful tutorial, or a profound quote. You click Bookmark, save the tab, and feel a tiny hit of accomplishment. You tell yourself you'll read it later, but you probably won't. Thomas Aletheia, the author of 12 Steps to a Good Life, lived this cycle for decades. He accumulated a massive digital library, storing hundreds of thousands of files, books, articles, and courses across heavy external hard drives. One day, he accidentally deleted a folder containing notes on 300 book summaries. Panic set in. Then depression. But a moment later, the absurdity of the situation hit him. He was grieving the loss of information he hadn't even processed yet. He realized he was confusing the mechanical collection of data with the actual acquisition of wisdom. You can hoard a million PDFs, but they are just bits on a disk until you engage with them to create internalized logic. A book about wisdom is not wisdom itself. If a text is not read, understood, and absorbed into your life, it offers zero value. Fresh knowledge can only come from outside our current worldview. But turning that raw information into behavior requires deliberate, manual effort. Endless digital archiving creates a dangerous illusion. It tricks your brain into feeling productive while leaving you practically empty-handed when dealing with the real world. To break this cycle, Aletheia suggests an elegant, archaic alternative, the commonplace book. This is not a daily diary or a log of mundane events. It is a dedicated physical notebook where you record striking insights, profound quotes, and crucial life lessons. This practice relies on friction. Unlike digital copy-paste, handwriting forces you to move at the speed of your own comprehension. This physical act engages your nervous system. Reading, interpreting, and physically forming letters encodes information deep into memory. Thinkers have relied on this method for centuries. The philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson famously advised people to create a personal Bible by collecting words and sentences from their reading that hit them like the blast of a trumpet. Introducing that physical friction is the mechanism required to filter out the endless noise of the internet and forge permanent, useful wisdom. But simply copying quotes isn't enough. Transcription without translation is just manual labor. The workflow looks like this. You physically write down the sentence that caught your attention, and immediately underneath it, you write out exactly why it resonated with you on that specific day. Aletheia points to a core human condition he calls the perennial struggle. It is the quiet, persistent ache of being alive, the tension between fear and desire, chaos and order, who we are and who we want to be. Because everyone experiences a completely unique version of the struggle, no single published philosophy or self-help book can solve your specific problems. You have to curate your own solutions. By fusing an external quote with your own internal reflection, you piece together a highly customized map for navigating your own life challenges. When this analog practice becomes a daily habit, a long-term psychological shift occurs. You stop being a passive consumer of information and start actively participating in reality. Your mind begins to recognize valuable patterns in daily interactions, mistakes, and quiet moments as clearly as it does within published books. Humans have relied on physical records to order the chaos of reality for a very long time. 5,000-year-old Sumerian clay tablets began as basic agricultural lists, helping early civilization make sense of their resources. Stick with the commonplace book for years, and it transcends its origins. It stops being a mere scrapbook of other people's ideas. It evolves into a deeply personal, physical archive of knowledge. It becomes a tangible record of your mental evolution, uniquely tailored to the contours of your own mind. We live in an era where infinite information can be searched in milliseconds, yet the single most useful reference manual you will ever consult is the one you wrote yourself.